I'm going to tell you about 5 free patterns that will help you build up your wardrobe for the winter. Who likes free things? I know I do for sure, and using free patterns is the perfect place for you to start if you are a beginner. It also means that you don't have to start investing in patterns without actually knowing what you like to make. Some of us enjoy making garments, others toys, others bags, and so on, so it's a good way for you to try to learn and see what it is that you like doing. Whatever your preference is for sewing, using free patterns is an inexpensive way to build up your confidence and make you more comfortable with construction techniques. Like this, when you actually decide to invest in a pattern, you will feel less intimidated by it. There are so many free patterns out there, it's really hard to keep a track of all of them. You can build up your wardrobe for any season of the year just by using free patterns. It will only take you a little bit of time to do some searching. But the patterns that I mentioned here today are patterns that I've actually made up myself or patterns that I'm planning to make up. I'm going to start by telling you the patterns that I have already made up. So the first pattern I'm going to tell you about is the Paige Piko by Made for Mermaid. It is a simple knit top, tunic or dress with dolman style sleeves. The sleeves, you can either have them short, 3/4 long, or even add a flounce to it. It's got 2 different necklines, a higher or lower scoop neck, and it is finished with a binding. As for the hem, you can have a straight cut hem or a curved hem. It is a simple dress that is cut straight from the chest all the way down to the hips. The Paige Piko I decided to make was in a wool mix, so it was a little bit more boxy, but I still really enjoy it. The one thing that I would change though is to lengthen the sleeves, as it came up a little bit too short for me. The next pattern on my list is the Harper Cardigan by Sinclair Patterns. Now, unfortunately, I haven't got the fit quite right on myself yet. I've made 2 versions, and I don't know if that's because of the fabrics I chose, but let me tell you what the pattern is. So this cardigan is a semi-fitted cardigan which you can finish in various lengths. You can finish it in a cropped length, a classic length which is above your hips, a long length which is below your bottom, and a duster which is below your knees. So it's got a band around the neckline all the way to the bottom, and if you're doing the duster length you can just finish it in a normal hem, and if you're doing any other length you can add a hemband. You can also add side slits and patch pockets. The versions I made were both duster length. I did add the patch pockets on one of them, and I finished with the slits and a normal hemband. But as I said earlier, unfortunately I haven't got the correct fit as they were both too tight on me. As for the sleeves, you can have them short sleeves, 3/4 or long sleeves, and you can add cuffs onto them as well. So the next pattern I'm going to tell you about is a pattern I haven't made up yet, but I have been keeping an eye out on this pattern on social media for quite some time. And it is the Pocket Skirt by Peppermint Magazine. This is a very relaxed style midi length skirt with an elasticated waist and very large pockets. I think this would pair well with some tights and boots in the winter, and then also can be used in summer with either some sandals or some trainers. Now the 4th pattern on my list is the Monroe Turtleneck by Tessuti. It is a simple, boxy, oversized shirt with a turtleneck as the name indicates, and you can make it either 3/4 sleeves or long sleeves. The pattern features a dropped shoulder, which I actually really appreciate, as before I started making my own clothes I never realized that I had to do shoulder adjustments, as I have quite broad shoulders. So when a pattern has dropped shoulders, it's one thing less that I have to worry about altering on the pattern. Now the last pattern on my list is the Milton Pinafore, again by Peppermint Magazines. This pinafore has an A-line skirt midi length, but of course you can customize this to the length that you want by either lengthening or shortening it at the hemline. It has got a very deep V-neck at the front, the straps cross at the back, and there is also buttons all the way down the back of the skirt, and there's darts for some shaping. So what I love about all the patterns that I have mentioned here today is you can mix and match them. For example, I can see myself wearing the Monroe turtleneck with the pocket skirt, or even the Harper cardigan with the pocket skirt, or with the Milton pinafore. I hope you have enjoyed my choice of sewing patterns. That's it from me today. Bye for now. A classic version which sits